Story 1. The Mysterious Death of Elisa Lam. In February 2013, Elisa Lam, a 21-year-old student from Vancouver, checked into the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles, a building notorious for its dark history of suicides, murders, and mysterious deaths. Elisa had been traveling solo and had planned to visit various cities along the West Coast. But shortly after arriving, her behavior turned unsettling. Security footage from the hotel's elevator showed her acting strangely. She pressed multiple buttons, moved in and out of the elevator erratically, peered around the corner as if hiding from someone, and waved her hands in a peculiar way, as if communicating with an unseen figure. This footage, which quickly went viral, is the last known sighting of her alive. After she went missing, hotel guests began complaining about issues with the water supply, discoloration, an odd taste, and low pressure. When hotel maintenance checked the water tanks on the roof, they made a horrifying discovery: Elisa's body floating inside one of the tanks. The entrance to the tank was heavy, and the area was not easily accessible, leading to confusion about how she could have gotten there. Despite a full investigation, authorities ruled her death accidental, attributing it to bipolar disorder. But many questions linger. How did she end up in the tank, especially with the rooftop area locked and alarmed? Did she encounter something sinister? Or was her tragic fate a result of a mental health crisis in a place with an eerie history? The mystery around her final moments has left an indelible mark, sparking theories involving everything from paranormal forces to conspiracy theories. Story 2. The Hinterkaifeck Murders. In the quiet Bavarian countryside of Germany, the Gruber family lived on an isolated farmstead known as Hinterkaifeck. The family consisted of Andreas Gruber, his wife Cecilia, their daughter Victoria, and Victoria's children, along with their maid, Maria Baumgartner. Leading up to March 31st, 1922, Andreas mentioned strange occurrences: footsteps leading from the forest to the house but none leading back, and unfamiliar newspapers turning up on their property. They heard unsettling sounds coming from the attic, but Andreas dismissed the incidents. On the evening of March 31st, all 6 family members were found brutally murdered, seemingly lured one by one to the barn and attacked with a pickaxe. The details were nightmarish. Several victims showed evidence of head trauma and severe wounds, but no valuables were taken, ruling out robbery as a motive. Neighbors later recounted seeing smoke from the chimney days after the murders, suggesting that the killer might have stayed in the house, tending to livestock and eating meals in the Gruber's kitchen. Despite the efforts of local police and countless investigators, no culprit was ever identified. The case remains one of Germany's most chilling unsolved mysteries, and theories continue to circulate. Some believe it was the work of a stranger who found shelter in their home, while others point to a family feud or a neighbor with a grudge. The Hinterkaifeck murders embody the terror of isolation, where an unknown intruder might be lurking just beyond the walls, waiting to strike. Story 3. The Dyatlov Pass Incident. In the winter of 1959, 9 experienced hikers, led by Igor Dyatlov, set off to explore the rugged Ural Mountains in Soviet Russia. They were well prepared for the trek, but something inexplicable happened on the night of February 1st. When the group failed to return, a search team discovered their abandoned tent, torn open from the inside, with footprints leading away into the snow, some barefoot, others in socks. What followed was one of the most confounding discoveries in modern history. The hikers' bodies were found scattered at various locations. Some were fully clothed, while others were wearing minimal clothing despite the freezing temperatures. The injuries were disturbing. Some had blunt force trauma equivalent to a car crash, while others had broken ribs, and one woman was missing her eyes and tongue. Strangely, there were no signs of a struggle. and no external injuries to explain such severe trauma. The Soviet authorities listed the cause of death as a compelling natural force, though that explanation satisfied few. Over the years, theories have ranged from an avalanche to military tests gone wrong, with some even suggesting encounters with extraterrestrial beings. The presence of radiation on some of the hikers' clothing has only fueled these speculations. The case was reopened in recent years, with experts suggesting that an avalanche may indeed have caused the chaos. But for many, the inexplicable injuries and mysterious circumstances leave this story hovering in the realm of horror, a reminder of the incomprehensible forces that lurk in nature's remote, unforgiving reaches.